Thank you, and it's wonderful to see my colleague from Vermont here, Representative Ballot. Thank you, but it's mostly wonderful to see you here. Yeah, I'm interested in talking to you about why you became attorneys and the culture of law as you saw it and what you experienced. I'll start with you, Mr. Crosswell. You know, it's so amazing, the code of kind of, you're a Marine and a lawyer. Duty, honor, loyalty. I mean, just talk about the culture and why a culture is important. Not just personal values of an individual, but an individual is part of a team who's part of a culture that is the responsibility, when you're in that, to reinforce the positive values. Just talk to me a little bit about that, and then how that was challenged with what you faced.
Thank you, Senator. You're right. My first job in public service was as a Marine officer, and you're taught to always take the hard right over the easy wrong. And as an officer, you teach the people that you lead the same thing. That also applies in any law firm office, any prosecutorial office. It's about culture, because when you work for the government, you have an enormous amount of power.
Right.
You have to be a check on yourself, so to speak. And so when I was in the Marine Corps, I defended Marines accused of crimes at courts martial. And there were certain clients that I got acquitted at trial. They were found not guilty. That wasn't because the prosecutors failed at their job. That was because they did their job, because they provided me with the evidence where I could defend my client. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Right.
And we need that in every U.S. Attorney's office.
No, thank you. Ms. Oyer, you know, that's an incredible decision to resign, and it's resigning from a job you love and working with people that you respect and admire, and then obviously the personal and professional implications that you're going to have to deal with for some time. So obviously there was a commitment to a culture that you saw being breached, and I'm going to ask you just to elaborate a bit on that.
So I was actually fired. The decision was taken out of my hands.
Well, you knew what would happen.
Yes.
You were fired. Yeah, I'm sorry.
My role in the department was becoming increasingly untenable every day. It was becoming more and more difficult every day to do the job in a way that was consistent with my values and my obligations as an attorney. And honestly, on some level, it was a relief to be fired, to take the decision out of my hands,
right.
Although it required me to leave behind a mission that I cared deeply about and a team of people who I care deeply about. And I take some heart in the fact that they are still there carrying on the good work.
And you literally had a couple of armed marshals en route to your home when your teenage child was home alone?
That's correct.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to go back to you, Mr. Crosswell. Do you treat subordinates that way? I mean, is that at all acceptable?
No, Senator.
All right. And Ms. Cohen, you were friends with our beloved Mr. Raskin's son, and we've heard a lot about him. And I can only imagine the kind of commitment to public service you had and found a way when you accepted an opportunity to work at a major and prestigious law firm. Tell me about how you saw being in Skadden Arps, a major Wall Street, really world law firm, is being also an opportunity for you to live your values as an attorney, your commitment to justice, and also have an opportunity to work for folks who otherwise wouldn't be represented.
Absolutely. In part, I'm realizing that it was just very good marketing, but I do think that while I was on the job, I had unlimited pro bono hours. It was perhaps the most important thing to me when selecting a law firm, because I wanted to get trained up on the private sector things. My past work was in public education, and I needed to understand how those things work. It drew me to finance. But I devoted anywhere from 20 to 33% of my hours to pro bono every year. And ultimately, that is why I resigned. I'd love to say it was an abstract rule of law, anything else, but I did a decent amount of immigration pro bono representation, and actions by this administration are making it very clear that that is soon going to be viewed, or already is viewed, as adverse to the administration, despite the fact that it is just to allow people to survive when they are fleeing harm and persecution and death. And I couldn't stay at a place that I knew was on the verge of not allowing me to take representations that the president viewed as adverse, knowing what he views as adverse to him.
Right. Well, thank you all very much. Thank you.